Can I ask you to say your name for the recording for me, please?
My name is Chloe Brawn.
Hello, Chloe.
Hello.
So, with working on the masterclass with Gianpiero and the work of Chekhov, what would you say is the most beneficial thing about the work of a writer like Chekhov?
I think it's beneficial to get that skill and the range of vocabulary that he uses, but it's also good to explore the different themes that he uses as well. So obviously the subtext and the themes within the subtext also help. So for Nina, it would have been obviously fame and success. And I think to explore that, especially as an aspiring actor, it's good to use and connect with it personally to create a character. So I think that's really good, especially for people that want to do performing arts and go into that industry. It's good to explore Chekhov.
Definitely. Now, do you think once the COVID-19 pandemic's become under control, the industry, well, the performing arts, do you think the industry will go back to the way it was working before the first lockdowns and restrictions came into play last year?
I don't think it'll go back to normal. I don't think anything will go back to normal. I think it's a new way of working and a new way of life. I think there will always be that subconscious in our mind, obviously, to distance, like don't get too close with people, or at least take tests and precautions. I don't think it's ever going to be the same. Especially for the industry, I feel like there'll be more not restrictions, but cautions. Like, people be cautious, especially auditions and theatre and working closely with casts. I think it will always be some sort of barrier now.
So almost like bubbles and stuff, essentially, within groups, like what you guys were working with throughout the last few weeks. Has the pandemic affected the way you work as a young creative practitioner, and if so, how?
I think it has actually, and weirdly a positive way, because before I didn't feel as if like I had that time, and having the lockdown, having that time indoors where you can't do nothing else, you can't go to work, you can't go to university, you can't perform. I think having that time to actually think and process what the industry is about, like how much I actually miss it, and ways that I can improve. Actually having that time of sitting down and thinking about it benefited me. I don't know about anyone else, but personally, I feel like it did give me that opportunity to think about it. But then again, I feel like it's pushed me back a little bit. My confidence got knocked back slightly, and my progress obviously couldn't progress. So in a way it's helped, but in a way obviously it hasn't as well.
Well, hopefully, like as the next few months go on, anyway, like more, like you become more like confident and stuff. And obviously, as the world goes on and stuff, and as we just mold around to these sort of different things, do you think audiences have missed live theatrical performances?
Yes, I feel for us as performers and obviously audience. I've missed theatre so much. Like I had so much booked for it all to get cancelled, and then obviously now it's opened. People are still cautious. They don't want to go to the theatre purely because of social distancing. How much they miss it, it doesn't matter. People are still going to be cautious. And it's not the same watching things live on YouTube and stream sites and Netflix. It's just not the same going to that theatre and getting the live reactions of the audience and the energy. It's just not the same.
And would you say as well, just to add a little follow-on question, for you as a performer, like performing with such a small bubble audience, would you say that sort of helped you like to almost get that energy a little bit?
It's better than no audience, to be fair. I thought that we would obviously just perform to a camera, and obviously getting that reaction and that small audience reaction, it bounces off as actors. We get that energy from the audience, and when we get a laugh or a clap, it just gives us that boost and motivation to do a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. Like I can imagine, like just all that energy and stuff just all coming together. Last question: what do you hope that the pandemic has highlighted in our modern world today?
Well, that's quite difficult. I feel like the pandemic has highlighted how we shouldn't take things for granted, especially life. like before we were so free, we can make our own decisions, we can do what we want, we could go out when we want, we could, you know, we could perform when we want, we can go, we can rehearse, we can audition. But now it's purely, it's a different, like, you can only go to certain things if you have a reason. So I know this isn't performing, but staying in a hotel, you can't stay in a hotel unless you've got a doctor's appointment or a dentist appointment. It's just, there's a reason for everything now, and before there isn't. You can do what you want, but now obviously with COVID and how serious the matter is, it's so much different. It's so much different. So I think that we've learned not to take things for granted, and, you know, just stay safe.
I think that's what everyone carry on doing for the time being. But for now, thank you very much, Chloe.
No problem. Thank you.